separating out ads and content reporting is actually a new thing for us. We've been sort of working on it for a really long time, but it's basically two ways of tracking it out. One is through active tagging with a lot of our publisher clients to separate out ads and content, and the other way is a more passive way where we actually built out a really huge dictionary of how to identify video ads so that we can report on both metrics. And this is really important from a marketplace standpoint because you can start getting into things like, which sites are people watching, the most ads or are the most engaged with ads per session, what kinds of ad to content ratios is the industry seeing, and to what likelihood is someone who is watching video on a site going to also be exposed to an ad. So if you're a marketer, taking a look at a video site or evaluating it as a destination, that's a really good way to see if people are actually staying with the ads or if they're just light viewers who go in, watch a video and then leave.
And when will this be introduced, and how might it change the way the rankings are?
Sure. So this will be introduced with our June video metrics report, and it will basically mean we'll continue to produce the total videos ranking, but now you'll also have rankings by content videos as well as ranking by ads. So it'll kind of add an additional 2 layers to the way that people evaluate content and other publishers on the web.
What is the information or the metrics you think that the publishers need around long-form content and advertising, and how are you guys trying to help that?
Sure. So I think there's really 2 kind of fundamental tensions that are happening in long format content right now. The first is really understanding, what is the ad load or what is the ad threshold at which you can monetize long form TV or long format programming most effectively while also still retain the maximum number of viewers. So without kind of repelling or turning away some of your viewers. And that's kind of the first tension. I think the second tension then is, at what level or at what ad threshold do you start to lose some of the really favorable brand metrics that come with single pod placement or that come with, the interactive, more lean forward experience of online. So you want to really balance it out where you're getting, the most number of ads or innovation around ads that you can while also sort of retaining that utility and that value add of the online experience. Mobile viewing and sort of apps for the iPad, etc., are things that we are definitely spending a lot of time thinking about. We do have something that we look at particularly for mobile browsing. It is very much in its early stages, but I think no matter who you speak with, you really do hear that this is something that is increasingly prevalent. People are not doing the same kind of web browsing activity within the browser environment on their mobile phones. So I think apps continue to be a really huge part of it. With respect to mobile viewing, with respect to the iPad, it's really, for us at least, as a starting point, really about leveraging our existing census-based measurement and tagging and making sure that we can deploy that in a way that is much more device agnostic, that does capture total viewing.
How does a video that's in an app or an ad in an app get back to you in reporting?
Sure. So it really depends. A lot of the time apps happen in closed environments. So, you do need to have those relationships in place, but it's definitely, you can pretty much tag anything. It's definitely something that can be tagged, but it really comes down to making sure that you're able to get that penetration into the handset or into the app creator and make sure that you work very proactively in that way.
Are you guys working with Apple in terms of the apps and monitoring that?
I'm probably not the best person to comment on that. I do know that, the iPhone and the iPad are a high priority for us, so I'm sure that we're reaching out, but that would be another person who would be able to help on that.